Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a bit of a fun unbox. I'm sure you have guessed from the title and from this what I have got here today to show you guys. This has literally just arrived. I haven't opened this. I have taken the seal off with my craft knives and I haven't even lifted the lid. I thought we would unbox this together. Little bit of history with this thing. The colour cube or colour palettes created by Sarah Renae Clark, who is a YouTuber, and she created a digital colour palette resource system. There's 2 volumes to it. I do actually own those, but I'm not a very big digital media person, and I'm not gonna lie, I just don't really use them. I've had a couple of colour palette books in the past, again, don't really use those, haven't found them that useful. This really piqued my interest when she announced she was coming out with the the hard copy version. This is not cheap to get to the United Kingdom. This, with postage for both cubes, was £90. So yeah, it's no joke. But you know, love you guys. Thought we'll have a little look. Maybe I was thinking they might create some fun challenges for the channel, something like that, and that we could well, find a reason for this to have been worthwhile. But as I say, I was just very interested to try a paper version of the colour catalogue, and obviously because I have my channel, I think this is the kind of thing that might be quite fun, quite useful for it. How much you would use this if you're just colouring, I don't know, but if you have been interested and looking into this, then I'm hoping this will help you guys to be able to have a little look at them. So we have 2 mystery cubes here with these, I mean they're beautiful coloured cubes. They've turned up in pretty good condition. I'm not seeing any dented or ruined corners, which is nice. Cardboard packaging was pretty thick, and they were, each box, as you saw, was coated in plastic to keep them dry, so they've made it through in really good condition, which is nice because kind of some of this is the visual aspect of these boxes. They have this really nice smooth lid that lifts off, and inside you can see we have Colour Catalogue Volume 1 and Volume 2 in the green and the red. Just inside the top there you've got this number 2 and number 1 sticker. I do like that she's done that. She's essentially given you the option to label your box if you want to, and to not mark your box with a label if you don't want to, which is good. A couple of minor things that I really like. Having a little number on the box doesn't bother me so much. What I do like is that you've got this colour coded title inside, and then if you can see, it matches the inside, so you're not going to be constantly thinking, oh right, that lid goes with that box, that lid goes with that box, mustn't accidentally do that, I'll have mixed up my colour catalogues. And I'm hoping that she's done something similar with her cards, that somewhere in here I was hoping that somewhere in here would be some kind of identifier so that you could tell which colour catalogue these were from, because it is nice to be able to put these back together again. I think my foam has lifted out of the box slightly there, making it a little bit tricky to get to. Let's see. There we go. I feel like there's a little void in the front of my box here where my cards are actually slipping down out of their box. I'm wondering if they're... I'm really curious actually. Let's... well, yeah, we're going to do this. Let's see. I want to see what the inside of the box is actually like for science, just to see how usable this thing is going to be. Okay, well that makes sense. So essentially you've got just a little cardboard insert, and then your foam insert, and I wonder if my foam was too high and not quite sat where you'd want it to be, and then it was allowing... That's better. That's better. So that now stops my cards from dropping down the front of that. So I think they come with the foam quite high in the box, and all you need to really do is take your stuff out, chuck this, push it down, and then I think we can just rebuild our little box here. Now, from what I'm seeing, I think, let's see, these appear to be in number order. I like that. I like that you can essentially every so often kind of reorder your colour catalogue, if that makes sense, and put it back together when it gets messed up. And as far as I can see, box 1 is 250, and so I assume box 2 is 251 to 498. Same things happen with this box. I've got a few down the back here. So we've got 1 to 250 and 251 to 500. That will do me. That allows me to be well aware of what belongs to what box, and every so often I can have a little sort out, because things like that bother my small brain, and I can pop it back together. These will work nicely with your digital colour catalogue. If you don't want to be constantly scrolling through these to pick, you can quickly use your digital version to pick if you have that already, and then you can pull your card out from here. You get a little instruction card right at the front. This has using a colour palette, how to match colours, hex codes, which is obviously for digital products, tints and shades, colour names and appearance of colours, and even some info to share your art when you're using them. So obviously, you know, that is in the front and for you to use. I think it's just, you know, random information about how to work out what colours. So let's see, let's put the lid back on box number 2, and I will sort the foam in there later. I love these cubes. Love. So yeah, now I have this more user-friendly set, because it means now that they'll move, they'll open, they're not sliding down the front and the back, which is more important for me. So that is definitely a tip I would recommend. Take your cards out, push your foam into the bottom, and then they're not dropping down the front and back, and they do seem to be easier to kind of pick through. I can see the numbers this way to be able to kind of get to where I want to. So let's have a little look. I don't think I'm going to scroll through all of these, but I will show you a few of them. Obviously, I mean, you've got this beautiful reference picture, and then the 5 coloured palette that's used. If you flip, and they are beautiful, they're a nice thick nicely sized card panel. They are about 4 1/8 by 4 1/8 inches. each way. They've got these lovely rounded corners, which seems like a small thing, but corners on things like this, you're either always catching yourself or they get bent, and it just stops them snagging on things, and they're more likely to look kind of nice for longer, which if you spent so much money on something is seems like a small thing, but is kind of still important. I'm just going to change my colour saturation a little bit so you can see these a little bit better, a bit more true to form. It's daylight outside, so it kind of messes with the colours. I think these are showing up maybe a tad darker than is true to life. But we have our beautiful, very useful number. I'm glad they're there. Lovely reference photo, and these cards. I like that they've got a semi-sheen to them, but they're not shiny, so it's easier to work and use them. There's no reflection when you're looking at them. And then when you flip them onto the back, you have a hex code underneath your colour. That only is really useful if you're doing digital art. It's the colour codes for your computer, so don't worry about those. And then you've got the colour names, which, I mean, obviously, unless that matches up with a pencil set that you're using, it's just for, you know, idea and reference. But what she's also done really interestingly is she's put a lighter and darker colour version of each one of those palettes for you to be able to quick match them. What's also really nice with this is they go off the page. So if you were trying to colour match, I've picked a very random, this doesn't match, I've just picked it because it's on my desk. You know, if you had your swatches down on your swatch sheet and you were trying to see, it's nice not to have a border around anything when you're trying to match your colours. To be able to put them right next to each other like that is a really nice visual aid to immediately, you can place this over your swatch sheets and be able to tell if you have a match. Let me see, you guys, if I can find my big book of craziness. We'll see what have we got that's properly labelled and that I actually use. Sometimes I'm terrible for not actually using swatches. You guys know how I feel about them. Let's see. Trying to find something that will be visibly noticeable on camera. Thought I had done my brute fauna and such. Apparently not. Where have I put them all? Okay, here's a pretty standard. We've got Prismacolor Premier, 150 set. So what's really nice about this is being able to put these colours right up against yours to actually, as best you can, find a colour match. Obviously, you're not always going to have exactly the same colour, but it's not really the point, is it? It's not the end of the world. I would say that this is pretty similar to my 921. So I would pop that I want to grab my 921 out. And from there you also have this idea of a darker orange, which, to be honest, you can just mix that yourself if you don't have. I could probably use my 943 to create that darker colour added to this, and then a lighter orange. If we've done our 921, something to create this kind of colour. I would probably go with my 918, and then you've got your trio of colours to use. so that you're trying to find a set of pinks, a set of orange, a set of yellow, this gorgeous kind of tanny ochre colour, and this deep green that would then also give you 3 greens to work with. So yeah, gorgeous. I'm actually quite excited. We will see. We will see how well I do with these. I love the inspiration pictures too though, but most of all I actually really like the colour palettes. These are themed, I believe, so obviously if you've got the digital version of the colour catalogue, you would be able to kind of search for a certain thing and it will bring up your colour palette. So essentially, if you were doing a beach theme and it had a little tent in, you've already kind of got something that you can pick and play from. And then what you could do with these, to create a whole page, you could say pull 2 colour palettes together. They are actually the same. The same. Let's see if we can add 2. Right. Clearly I like the same colour palettes, bear with me, we need to go further in. Yeah, so you could create 2 similar colour palettes and therefore extend the one you're using, and you can see that these 2 pictures sit nicely together, they're complementing colours, and it will expand your colour palette without making it jarring or something that won't work together. They're beautifully printed, and the reference photos are really nice and clear. They're a big enough size to be able to really see that image properly, but not so big that they're annoying to be able to place down somewhere and work from. And I think the colour palettes are rather usable. Like I say, I've got the digital version, so I was already quite well aware that I like the colour palettes that she has created. So if you had, say, a monotone colour palette like that, most of the time that's not quite enough for you to be able to use on your page. So you could then bring another set of colours into that and increase your colour palette range. So they're still workable. I love this. Nice vintage look. Giving you your colours for roses there. And another colour combo again. Beautiful. Like I say, to the UK, this was not a cheap expense. Once you add delivery onto these little boxes, but you know, if it's something that you're going to get some use out of and it's going to really help you. I know a lot of people struggle picking colour palettes, and that it's a bit of a deal breaker. I know a lot of people watch my colour combo videos, and I'm glad they've been helpful and useful for people, because I get a lot of people saying that I love these kind of tones, that they really struggle with that bit, and that my colour combo videos have been helping. So beautiful, beautiful colour palettes. And the addition of those photos just really help you decide whether you like a picture done in those colours, I think. Rather than just having a little strip of colour that's uniquely interesting, you can actually see whether you like those colours together to create what you need. Beautiful. So yeah, guys, like I say, I'm hoping to use these a little bit. Shall we pop? I'm gonna sort this while I'm thinking about it. On the channel, I thought maybe some colour palette challenges might be fun. Tell me, guys, you know, if you've got any questions, pop them in the comments down below. If you've already got this, what do you think of it? Are you glad you purchased this set? Are you using it? How do you use it? Do you have some fun, interesting ideas for me that would maybe be a bit fun for the channel? But all in all, a beautiful system, really well presented. Yeah, I've got to say that now that I've moved that foam, I'm much happier with that box. I thought that was going to be annoying, but that sorts that issue right out. They're really well glued together. They're nice, thick cardboard. They are cardboard, so don't get these wet, you'll ruin them. But they're double layered for extra protection, and the lids sit on really nicely. They're not sticking though, they're not hard to replace. They really do lift on and off. Really lovely. I'm actually really pleased. Really pleased. That won't do. That won't do. Look what I did. I've just realised that won't do. Okay, that hurts my brain. Let's match our boxes back up properly. Like, oh my lord. I think that's right. Yeah, wow. Less of that. Yeah, all in all, really pleased. Love it. I think it's the novelty of it more than anything, let's be honest. Do you need to invest £90 on 500 colour palettes? No, hell no. Oh my, no, you most certainly don't. Would this make an absolutely wonderful gift for someone? Yes, it would. They are available separate individually if you don't want to invest in the pair. You maybe wanted to buy one or two. You know, there's certain ones that you're more interested in, that reduces the cost. But yeah, I mean, for a crafty colourist, I believe these would make an absolutely wonderful gift that no one's going to be mad at you for, I reckon, for all those crafty husbands out there. Or wives, we shouldn't be sexist about this, should we? So yeah, I hope this was useful and enjoyable in some way. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up. If you enjoy the channel, do subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching.